Welcome back to the Livingston Parish News Morning Show. My name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you guys joining us this morning. If you're watching us live on Facebook, we appreciate that. And if you're watching us elsewhere, we do upload these shows to www.livingstonparishnews.com/podcast. Appreciate you checking them out there. We have audio and video versions for you to watch. Getting into your traffic this morning, there is a crash on the Mississippi River Bridge. It's causing delays backed up past the 10-12 split at this point. So expect some delays if you're going to try to get on I-12 and head into Baton Rouge. Otherwise, it is flowing in our area at this time. That would be the Livingston Parish area going into around the Sherwood exit. After you get past there, you're going to expect some delays. 10-12, again, already talked about the 10-12 split. On-ramps in Livingston Parish facing some minor delays. Minor delays at 4-H Club Road, River Road, and 190. 64 looking clear this morning going into the central area. However, Greenville Springs, some delays there. Of course, kids getting dropped off at school. You're looking at your normal school traffic today. Starting to get heavy up there on 16 by Live Oak High School. Some minor delays on 16 in front of Denham Springs High. And, of course, Hatchell Lane looking pretty rough. However, Burgess Avenue as well as 190 still flowing pretty well there around Walker High School. Getting into your weather today, it's currently 74 degrees. 95 going to be your high with a heat index roughly 100, 101. So please remember, keep that water handy. Wear light clothing. Try to stay inside as much as possible. It is going to be a hot one today. Try to stay hydrated. 75 going to be your overnight low. Again, very sunny today. The governor named September 9th Census Day. Currently, Louisiana is running behind on that score, I guess you can say. The self-response rate for Louisiana is 58.7%. That makes us good for 47th in the country. 68.5% is the national average rate of self-response. So again, the census is still well behind on response rate in a national scale. So it's not like we're the only state that's doing that, but they are asking that you fill it out. It's very important. Schools, federal funding, state funding, all very important. It's very important reasons for you to fill out that census. Get it sent in if you haven't already. We had a chance to sit down with Zach Thomason and Robert Stewart, both of whom are running for the Livingston Board of Aldermen. It's a tight race, 10 running for 5. I bring it up a lot during their podcast because it's going to be a tough race. So Mr. Robert Stewart's will be coming out today. You can listen to it this afternoon. Mr. Zach Thomason will be coming out next week. We are also going to be sitting down this morning with Parish President Leighton Ricks to talk about the road program in a podcast. We'll be sitting down with him about 10:30 a.m. Going to be looking to get that one out this afternoon as well. So if you're interested in some political intrigue, going to have some this week as well as one next week. Looking to get in touch with the rest of those folks who are running for the Board of Aldermen in Livingston. So please have them get in touch with the news. Good morning, Mr. J.T. Taylor. How are you today? Southeastern at Livingston Center is hosting a produce giveaway as a partnership with the between Southeastern, the United Way and Capital Area, and Hancock Whitney Bank. That is going to be from 8 to 10 a.m. on Saturday. You do have to meet certain income requirements, so go ahead and check out their Facebook page, Southeastern at Livingston, to get some of that information. There's also a URL there to a website where you can go see how to determine whether or not you qualify for that produce giveaway. Fire Chief James Wascom and Fire Protection District 4 traveled to Beauregard Parish this past weekend, which is in the Lake Charles area, to help pass out supplies and cook for people. The way Chief Wascom tells it, when you're looking at these disasters, the first responders are always so busy on the ground, it's hard for them to get back to their regular needs. So that was one of the things they wanted to do, was help those first responders that they knew were on the ground there, as well as try to help some of the citizens and give them some food. A lot of people in the Lake Charles area still without power and still expected to be without power for several more weeks. Please keep them in your thoughts. It does look like groups from Livingston Parish are going to continue to go in that direction for the weeks to come, bringing goods, supplies, and food. Getting into your COVID-19 statistics for today, 154,955 cases. It's an increase of 1,511. That was due to 31,569 new tests, which puts us nearly at 2 million. 1,999,027 total tests. 15 new deaths puts us at 4,970. 140,440 have recovered. 782 are currently hospitalized on 123 ventilators. In Livingston Parish, 3,514 cases, 69 deaths on 35,790 tests. Want to talk about these mitigation efforts real quick? Please remember to wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds or more. Wear a mask in public. It is a mandate. 6 feet or more of distance between yourself and others. Control your cough and sneezing with an elbow or a tissue, preferably your own elbow. Don't touch your face, my favorite one. 25 or less to a gathering, preferably less. And stay home if you're sick to work. And stay home if you're sick to utilize telehealth to get in touch with your doctor. The testimony for Louisiana's COVID-19 response to the election plan has concluded. We're now waiting for Judge Shelley Dix of the federal court system written ruling on the matter. There was no ruling verbally in the court yesterday. She did say that she will issue a written report on that and ruling just as soon as she possibly can. There was a lot of testimony over the last 48 hours. It's going to be interesting to see where we end up as a state. Of course, there is a certain group that is against enhanced mail-in and absentee voting, as well as enhanced early voting, saying that voting should continue as regular. And then there is a group that is saying that the same mitigation efforts that we took for voting over the summer should be in place for the fall. It's going to be interesting to see what the judge rules in favor of which group. We'll find out hopefully sometime this week. But again, a lot of testimony will take a while for that written report and written ruling to come out. Now, today, we are expecting the governor to make an announcement on phase 2 and phase 3, where we're going to end up. Of course, his current proclamation for phase 2 extension will end tomorrow, September 11th. So time will tell what we will hear today. He did still need to meet with his Louisiana Department of Health task force, as well as the White House task force, kind of get an idea of where both of those groups were feeling with regard to the current numbers of COVID-19 in Louisiana, before making his final judgment call and letting the state know. So we will find out this afternoon. And good morning, Mr. Robert Stewart. Robert Stewart's one of the ones who did a podcast with us. His will be coming out this afternoon. So everybody say good morning. That being said about the governor and phase 3, the LHSAA, which is the governing body for high school sports in Louisiana, was always kind of operating on their own timeline. They were using the state's phases as guidelines, but they have decided to move forward. Now, last Friday, we talked about the LHSAA testifying before the House Education Subcommittee to say, they were going to get football started on October 8th. Well, it looks like things have changed a little bit. In the end, this was up to the LHSAA Executive Committee, and they have decided to move that up a week. So it does look like football, Louisiana high school football, is going to start October 1st here in Louisiana, with contact practices beginning today, Thursday. So that was a surprise for a lot of people. The executive committee voted on that yesterday. So again, high school football contact is going to start today, with those first games looking at the first week of October, October 1st through the 3rd. Sports have begun already, however, for high schools, especially in our area. Cross country, volleyball, and swimming. You can check those out at www.livingstonparishnews.com/sports. Speaking of sports, LSU also came out with their COVID-19 guidelines for their home slate this season. There will be 25% capacity in the stadium and no tailgating this year. So it's going to be a very different year for college football. A protracted schedule, which is SEC only. I know a lot of people were looking for those Texas folks to come here to Baton Rouge. That didn't happen. And it will be a different game day experience for most people. Again, 25% capacity in Tiger Stadium, which is roughly 26,000 people, and no tailgating will be allowed this season. The United States Senate is set to vote this week on a $500 billion stimulus. The House passed a $3 trillion stimulus in May. However, they did adjourn, both houses adjourned for Memorial Day before voting on it. And Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said that it was pretty much dead on arrival anyway. Neither he nor the Senate majority, or the Republican majority in the Senate, agreed with it, nor did President Donald Trump. So we're going to see what the House does with this new $500 billion stimulus package, which is focused mainly on, I guess you can say, businesses and getting business assistance out, as well as more COVID-19 mitigation efforts. So we're going to see what happens with that plan as it moves out of the Senate and back into the House. Good morning, Miss Margaret. Thanks for joining us. Getting back into your COVID-19 statistics real quick, 154,955 cases. Again, that's an increase of 1,511 from Tuesday to Wednesday. We'll have the new numbers today. 4,970 deaths. That's an increase of 15. 1,999,027 total tests. That was an increase of 31,569, which is probably why our numbers were a little higher than normal. Excuse me. And we were very near to that 2 million test mark. 140,440 have recovered. 782 are currently hospitalized on 123 ventilators. In Livingston Parish, 3,514 cases, 69 deaths, and 35,790 tests. Getting back into your traffic real quick, there is a crash on the I-10 bridge over the Mississippi River. It has traffic backed up to the 10-12 split. Of course, that's in the westbound lanes. So please keep that in mind if you're thinking about using I-12. The backup's going to start about Airline. Currently, I-12 is flowing in our area, which is the Range Avenue and O'Neill area. So please, don't be tricked. It is going to look like everything's going well, but those backups appear like they're going to continue to stack up there on I-12. The on-ramps facing minor delays in Livingston Parish. Minor delays at 4H Club Road, River Road, and 190. 64 looking clear going into Central with some minor delays on Greenville Springs. School traffic starting to stack up pretty bad, especially up there on 16 by Live Oak High School, as well as 16 by Denham Springs High School. Hatchell Lane with some rough delays. 190 and Burgess Avenue still flowing pretty well despite Walker High traffic. It's currently 74 degrees, 95 your high today with a heat index of about 100, 101. Please remember, stay hydrated, wear some light clothing, try to stay inside as much as possible as it is going to be hot outside. You're looking at an overnight low of 75. We are looks good for a front to come through about next Tuesday to bring some cooler weather, get us down into the 80s during the day and the low 70s overnight. So keep your fingers crossed on that one. Right now, they're projecting Monday, Tuesday for that front to come through. One last time, my name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you guys joining us this morning for the Livingston Parish News Morning Show. Want to remind you guys that we are on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. We are once a week in print on Thursdays at $7 a month. Get that in your mailbox. We're also online, www.livingstonparishnews.com. We have a coronavirus page, which is free, a podcast page, which has audio and video versions of this show, as well as the weekly shows we do. It is also free. And we also have a breaking news page, which has state, federal news, as well as accident and traffic news. So please check that out. It is free as well. We do hope you have a great Thursday. Please keep an eye on our Facebook page for the governor's live feed coming up sometime today. We do expect that announcement today, not tomorrow. And we hope we get it. Otherwise, we do hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you tomorrow morning.